So we're going to go ahead and jump in and start with our agenda. So thanks everyone for being here. Our agenda for today's deep dive is going to start with quick welcome and intros. We're going to talk all things Engage. I'm going to share some recent updates on the platform, and we're going to talk about some new features and integrations on the horizon. Then we'll have a chance to answer some of your questions live and plug our upcoming webinars. All right, so a little bit of housekeeping. To start, I would really appreciate if you could use the Q&A to ask questions. This separates the general chat where we can converse with the Q&A at the end of our session. Please comment and use emojis in chats. We really appreciate the engagement. Let's make sure to keep the chat peaceful and respectful. Holly is going to be organizing your questions in the Q&A, so she might answer those questions before I get to them at the end. Thank you so much, Holly. And don't forget to drop your name and organization in the chat to kick us off. Again, thanks so much for being here. All right, so the first slide is easy. It is my introductions. My name is Tori Meglio. Home is Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania for me. I am a product manager at Givebutter. My fun fact is that I am Givebutter's first employee, and I'm still working here. And causes close to my heart are education, literacy, gender equality, and seniors. And feel free to follow me on LinkedIn or ask to connect if you'd like to follow along with my work there. I'd also like to introduce Holly Warren on our customer success team. She is in the Q&A, and then Grace Woodward of our marketing team, who is in the general chat. Thank you both for being here today and helping to facilitate our webinar. All right, we're going to jump right in. Next slide. What is Engage? So Givebutter offers modern and donor-friendly fundraising tools that anyone can start using in minutes. As your end-to-end fundraising solution, we bring together everything you need to successfully raise funds, track progress, and engage your supporters. Today, we're doing that deep dive into Engage. So how do we engage your community with personalized emails, text, updates, and more? That's what we're going to be talking about today. So some key overview features of Engage are the following. The ability to send campaign updates, which keep your campaign supporters in the loop with the ability for you to post and pin messages into your supporter feed. You also have the ability to send outbound emails with a simple email editor that you'll see throughout our platform. You can say, we've streamlined the process by making everything that people have previously loved in our story editor into the campaign editor, outbound email editor, and now the SMS editor. So we're really proud of that functionality, and I'll be demoing it today. With Engage, you also have the ability to continue using your custom branding throughout your outbound messages. So this is custom logo, brand colors, and then as well as your custom domain. So you can send emails as your organization with unlimited senders attached. So everything is just on brand. We'll also talk a little bit today about message return on investment. So you'll be able to see through our dashboard the direct impacts of your messages by tracking statistics like open and bounce rates, click-throughs, as well as revenue from messages, which is a new feature that I'm proud to present. So everything in Engage is integrated with your contacts, which you'll find inside Track. So everything is right there inside of your dashboard. You also see inside of your contacts profile if their interaction with messages. So that message return on investment is available in Engage and inside Track. And then the last piece we're going to talk about today is Outbound Text Blasts, which are new and launching today. We've had a beta for some users, and now will be available to everyone on this call and the general user base starting tomorrow. So this is using the same targeted lists you create for emails, the ability to send SMS text messages. So let's dive right in. All right, so the first place I'd like to start is campaign updates. Campaign updates are available to everyone on the Givebutter platform. This means that you do not have to enable engage, which is going to be one of the next steps we'll talk about to post a campaign update and pin it to your supporter feed. But this was a feature that lots of folks asked for because they were interested in posting in their supporter feeds. So the solution we found was this campaign update. On my next slide, I'll show you exactly what that looks like on the campaign page. But in essence, you click New Campaign Update, and you have the ability to write a message to your supporters. There's a simple editor. You're able to include images, GIFs, and videos. You're also able to add Canva designs right into those supporter feed updates. So this functionality is really unique and powerful, and I'm going to show you some great examples of how our users have adopted it. So this is what your campaign page looks like this is either a page campaign or an events campaign. And you'll see here on the right-hand side, your supporter feed. I've already gone ahead and selected new campaign update, and you'll see the ability to add a title and a message. Here's the simple editor where you're able to include different heading font sizes, bold, italics, links, colors, add an underline, or our favorite emojis. If you click the plus sign here, you'll see that you're able to add images, quotes, integrate directly with Canva and YouTube. Oh, tried to make my animations all cute there. So once you've created this update to your liking, you're able to choose to pin this update to the top of your supporter feed or let it fall in line with the additional supporter feed messages that come from your donors. So that's if you have Engage enabled with your subdomain or domain set up to send emails, you're also able to blast this update out as an email to your supporters as well. So anyone who's purchased a ticket or made a donation or is a team member on your campaign would receive that communication. So let's talk about some examples of campaign updates. So when you receive this PowerPoint presentation in our follow-up email, you'll have the ability to click on the links down here to see the campaigns that we've demoed in real time. So this is a campaign update from Key Gates Cheer Drive, and it shows their use of emojis, the different header styles that they have here, and just really an impactful update. It's really great that this organization was able to thank their donors so quickly. They had a $10,000 goal and crushed that with $13,000 raised overall. Our next example includes the ability to add a video. So you can add a YouTube video right into the supporter feed, and this will also be included if you choose to send it as an outbound email. So Arrowhead Home and School Association had their largest fundraiser this year, and this was a really great way for them to get their community excited about hitting the next benchmark so that they could have a special assembly, this BMX rider assembly. So very cool and was important for their organization, and they also broke their goal. Our next example displays a beautiful Canva image, which was added using the Canva integration. So Move and Groove 2021, Emerson's elementary school's annual fundraiser, their team was able to design this Canva image in just a matter of seconds from the templates that's provided through the Canva integration. So really exciting way to celebrate that and was very on brand with their campaign page. This example shows two different campaign updates that Trip for Kids Martin posted for their 2021 Mile for Smiles Bikeathon. And so what was really cool here is they really contextualized on the left the options of the donation amounts. So what $100 to $1,000 donation was able to do. And then they also highlighted the peer-to-peer fundraising option. So they're encouraging people to join as fundraisers and to share their team pages. And there's different packages that you could win if you raise over a certain amount. So we thought that Trip for Kids Marin did a great job of highlighting those two different donor groups, right? Your single donors and then also your team members who are fundraising on your behalf. So great job there. I just have two more campaign examples, but this was the Flexware Foundation. What I loved is that they used links here. So you can see that anything highlighted in blue is a link. This was their Apple Pies for Angels 2021 campaign that supported the Salvation Army's Angel Tree program for students during the holidays. And so you can see that they linked out to the two trees that they supported and also to a video feature. So great as a supporter feed update, but also would work really well as a multi-purpose email. Great, and this is our last campaign example. EarthGen's Spark Action update here. It lets donors know that if they donate to the campaign during a period of time, there is going to be a match, right? Or a double of the donation. And so this is a really great way to encourage folks to donate again, since they know that there is going to be a match, or to really update your team members so that they know during this period of time, if they ask for donations, that increment will be doubled. So again, really great use of the Canva integration with the ability to just upload an image right into the supporter feed. Excellent. So all other features related to Engage are available in the Engage tab of your dashboard. So I'll just go ahead and say that again. If you want to post a supporter feed message, you're going, or excuse me, a campaign update in your supporter feed, you're going to go to your campaign page. If you'd like to send an email or outbound text message, all of that happens inside of your Givebutter dashboard. So if you haven't joined Engage already, this is how you do so. You'll navigate to the Engage tab of your dashboard and click Join the Waitlist. Our team will review that in about 24 hours and give you access or let you know if there's anything else you need to do to your profile to gain those features. And then what you'll do from there is you'll receive an automated confirmation email. In that email, you'll be instructed to connect your domain to send emails and the additional directions that follow from step 3 to 6. I've also linked that here to our Help Center guides, so be sure to click on these blue links if you're interested in what those directions might entail. Okay. Great. So now that you've gained access to Engage, you have the ability to send outbound emails. Similarly to the editors that you see inside of the story section of campaigns and in the campaign updates, we have all of those great features and more inside outbound emails. So they're personalized and they're targeted. You can link your custom domain so that you're sending emails from your own email. You can add unlimited senders. So if you have different team members that would send emails for different reasons, you can add those into Givebutter as well. We support custom branding. So your theme color and your logo is set for you from your account settings inside Engage. You have the ability to edit that if you so choose. And then, of course, we love the social context of adding images, GIFs, and videos, all of which are supported in our outbound emails as well. And then we also have the ability for you to add Canva designs. So I've linked the video tutorial for how to do that here. Okay. This is what our email editor looks like. Very similar to our story editor, but some of the highlights here is you will see who you've chose to contact from step 1, as well as choosing a sender. So this is which person in your organization would this be coming from and responses be going back to. You can add a subject, include attachments, and then inside the editor here, you have lots of options, again, to stylize the text to your choosing. When you click on that plus sign, this is where you're going to get the Canva integration as well as YouTube and adding images. Okay. Excellent. So the sky's the limit there. One of my other favorite features of outbound emails is the ability to send yourself a test. If you'd click test up in the right-hand corner, you'd have the ability to choose who you'd like to see. If your email would like to see that that test, or you can add up to 5 other emails so your whole team can check it out. Excellent. So that is our deep dive into Engage. Up next, I'd like to share with you some of the recent updates, which include the features listed here. So we're always improving Givebutter, and one of the ways that you can stay up to date on that is by reading our changelog post. Again, our 2 most recent are linked here. We have the text to donate short code feature, which is a 5-digit short code that's now available as opposed to a 9-digit short code. And we have over 30 improvements to Engage that I'm going to talk about in a few minutes, as well as 2 big new features. So these highly anticipated features are end of year giving reports, which is available inside of each contact in track, and registration fundraising, which can be added to any campaign. So of these recent updates, the ones that impact Engage, I'm going to talk about here. The first is revenue tracking. Revenue tracking is now automatically enabled when you include a Givebutter campaign in any of your outbound messages. So this is email or text. You can now see the total revenue attributed to an Engage message inside the dropdown of your dashboard. So when you click this drop down arrow, you're going to see revenue generated. Then when you click on the contact list here, you'll be able to see the individual supporter and how much they donated. This is where you'll also be able to view the open, bounce, and unsubscribe statistics. So there's nothing special you need to do there. As soon as you add a Givebutter URL to any of your outbound messages, we'll start automatically tracking that revenue for you. So that's a very simple feature for our users to use, because all they need to do is include that URL. The next biggest feature that our users have been asking for was the ability to manage subscription statuses. So first, we added a checkbox at checkout for supporters to opt into communication from your organization. So that box is automatically checked, and they have the ability to uncheck it if they do not want to be contacted through Engage emails or text messages. If they leave that box checked, you will see on the right-hand side that their email subscription status will be turned on, as well as SMS. These are collected from the information that they leave at checkout. And if you upload a donor, or if you import contacts through the contacts tab, they'll be automatically subscribed as well. Now you can now manually unsubscribe and resubscribe individual contacts to emails and texts. And you can also perform this action in bulk from your contacts tab. So just like you're used to adding tags, you have the ability to select and subscribe everyone together or unsubscribe a bulk group of people. You'll also see a handy dandy contacts icon or icon inside of your contacts, which will indicate their subscription status. We've also added the ability for you to see this more clearly in step 1 of sending outbound emails and SMS. Okay, so we're really proud of the improvements available there. We've tried to make them as simple as possible while making sure that your contacts are communicated with in just the way they'd like to be reached. So the next feature is a very highly anticipated. When we launched Engage a few months ago, we knew that outbound text blasts were on the rise, and we wanted to make sure that they were available to those in the deep dive first. So here are the features of outbound text blasts. You can see them here. We know that when you raise money or publicize events, that it's vital to reach your audience quickly. With text messages, you can now connect with your supporters wherever they are on their mobile devices, and they're more likely to open a text message than an email. Our new outbound text blast feature is the ideal solution for stewarding your supporters and keeping them engaged. You'll be able to reach them now at a moment's notice using the similar editors to what you're used to in our outbound emails. And the outbound text blast boost boast about a 98% open rate. So we're really excited to give you that invaluable data and analytics as it goes along with tracking revenue. So these are quick links to the directions of setting up outbound text blasts. You'll be able to search and choose a phone number here. So you'll see we chose an 808 phone number. You'll be able to, inside of your engaged settings, add your either area code or state, and it will populate some options for you. Once you select the phone number you desire, Givebutter will purchase that for you at no cost, and then that will be locked into your account for the duration of your use of the platform. You can include media, so PNG, JPEG, GIFs, as well as merge variables like first name and last name. You can include up to 150 characters and emojis. One of the really neat features of the outbound text blast that has to do with revenue tracking is Givebutter's new short URL. So your campaign URLs will be shortened using the giveb.co. This will allow for automatic revenue tracking that we can attribute to the individual and to the campaign, as well as it will save you character count. Since you can only have 450 characters, if you have a long campaign URL, we'll make sure this is nice and tight so that it doesn't take up too much space. Another feature is that we will forward inbound messages. So if someone responds to one of your outbound text messages, we'll forward them right to an email of your choice, and you have the ability to customize the autoresponder for those texts. All of that is available in the settings tab of your Engage dashboard. So this is what the outbound text editor looks like. On the left-hand side is your editor, and on the right-hand side is a preview of what the message will look like that's being sent. So when you enter the editor, you'll have the ability to click here to add contact variables, as well as to click upload to add your media. And then you'll also see that whenever you paste a URL here, it will let you know that that link is active and that we're tracking it. So all good there. You'll also have the ability to send yourself a test to your phone number or up to 5 other phone numbers as well, so that your team can cross your T's, dot your I's, and make sure everything's looking good. Great. So let's talk a little bit about accessing outbound text blasts. So Grace will be dropping the link in the chat for you to complete a Google form. Our team will then enable that on your account, and you'll receive an automated email when the feature's set up and ready for you to use. Thanks so much for doing that, Grace. Excellent. So next, I'd like to move on to the features that are on the horizon. We've spent the past 5 years innovating on our users' behalves. We were the first platform to offer Venmo, to launch virtual events, and a free nonprofit CRM. And that's how we got here, and we aren't slowing down. But we're going to spend the next 5 years really innovating and turning the mic to our users even more, and making sure that the features you add to our product roadmap become prioritized so that you see the features that are most impactful for you. So thank you for making it so crystal clear through our public roadmap what is most important to you. So if you're new to Givebutter, I would encourage you to click this link to view our public roadmap. You'll be able to see what's under review, planned, or in progress. And if you have an idea for a new feature, you'll also have the ability to click in here and add that as well. So these are 2 different links. This takes you right to the product roadmap, and this link will take you right to where you can leave feedback. They're intertwined. When you're on her roadmap, you'll have the ability to upvote any features that are of importance to you. So these are the 4 features that I want to tease a little bit today. The first being donor search. Donor search is a wealth screening platform. We're soon going to have an integration with donor search, where inside of your contact profile, you have the ability to search pull from donor search to update the contact profile from information inside of donor search based around the wealth screening, um, their ability to give, if they've given in the past to organizations of your type, and those sorts of things. We will be enhancing recurring plans. The recurring plan enhancements look like more control on the admin side to cancel plans, rebill them, update payment methods, as well as the user capabilities or donors capabilities for them to manage their plans themselves. This will also include some enhancements inside of the transaction tab to denote which transactions are part of a recurring plan. We will be integrating with Hack Club Bank. Hack Club Bank is a fiscal sponsorship program. So this is for organizations who are nonprofit-esque but haven't completed their 501c3 certification and are looking for fiscal sponsorship opportunities. And then Elements. Elements is the ability for more tracking inside your embeddable forms and widgets, as well as an embeddable button on your website that would link right to your Givebutter campaign of choice, and a bubble, which would be available on all of your website pages. So we can plan to see that before we talk next time in February. So again, thank you so much to our users for giving us invaluable feedback that has pushed our product forward over the past 5 years. So at this time, I'm gonna turn my attention to the Q&A. So thank you, Holly, for managing that. I really encourage people to ask questions in there. So while you're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and answer 3 questions that we had our signups for the during signups for the webinar. Folks were able to ask questions at that time, and I received some that I'd like to answer now. So Tiffany from Vale Christian Academy, I'm not sure if I saw her join today, but she'll get the recording either way. She asked about how we set up those text to donate short codes and what are some of the best practices. So I linked the step-by-step guide for setting up the short codes, and some information that short codes are automatically available to all verified nonprofit accounts via the account settings tools tab. If your account is a certified 501c3, but you haven't verified on Givebutter, complete the process to get access immediately. All other account types, they can use the form that's linked here to request access to the feature. And then some of my top tips for sharing your text to donate keywords with your supporters is make your keywords really simple and easy to pronounce. Include your keywords across different channels. So this means that making sure that they're available in your newsletter, annual reports, business cards, social media, videos, things like that. When you're promoting your text to donate short code, make sure that there is a dedicated call to action. So whether you're in person, virtual, or hybrid, dedicate a chunk of your time to verbally captivating your audience's attention and encouraging them to take out their phones and donate. And then my biggest is make sure your keyword is easy to say. So sometimes we get tripped up on acronyms. Remember that people have to spell this out. So just make smart decisions when you're setting those things up. Okay, so thanks so much, Tiffany, for asking that question. I think it's helpful for a lot of people. Great. Our next question comes from Isaac. Thank you, Isaac, for asking this question. The first is there a plan to integrate a contact list from MailChimp or Bloomerang? And so I'm excited to answer that both of these things actually already exist. So with MailChimp, you can use Zapier to create different sorts of connections. So some of your options are when someone is added or updates their MailChimp subscription status, you could send that information right over to Givebutter and create a Givebutter contact for that person. Transversely, you could add and update your MailChimp subscribers for, say, every donation on Givebutter or every ticket purchased on Givebutter. It's a two-way sync, so you can send from Givebutter and receive from Givebutter, okay? And this link here shows you all the possible combinations that you can complete or accomplish with Zapier and MailChimp. And then for Bloomerang, I've attached some integration documentation there, but your transactions can automatically sync from Givebutter to Bloomerang. Although this is a one-way integration, you can only send Givebutter to Bloomerang. You can't send Bloomerang to Givebutter. And so when a transaction occurs, a contact is automatically created in Givebutter, and that's what Engage is used with, right? Your Givebutter contacts. Here in this integration, you're sending that transactional information over to Bloomerang for your reporting there. So doesn't impact any of your Givebutter contacts. Okay, so great question there, Isaac. If you have any follow-ups, please just post in the Q&A. Excellent. And then Sarah, who is brand new to Givebutter, had a great question. So first, we want to welcome Sarah and anyone who's new to the product today. And we want to share 3 ways that you can learn more and really engage your supporters. One is you could join a demo. This is really for new folks who want to understand how to use the dashboard better. You can explore the Help Center. This is really for everyone. There's tons of how-tos, Q&As, and best practices stored in there. Everything is broken down by which product you're trying to work within and what place you are with Givebutter. If you're looking for specifically how to set up your account, or if you're looking for best practices. And then I would encourage everyone to read success stories. You can get inspired by the change makers who are making the world a better place just like you, and you can find organizations who are similar to your causes if you need inspiration. So at this time, I'm going to go back to just answering general questions. Maybe instead of being on this moving gift page, I'll just have us at our upcoming webinars. So let me take a look here. Amanda Clark asked a couple great questions, so let me summarize those. Can donors opt out to text, or will we have to remove them? So donors have the option at the time of completing the donation to opt into general communications. This is both email and text. Whenever you send your first text message or any text message, there will be the option to reply stop to opt out, which will automatically opt out your donors. If you know someone specifically that would like to be removed from outbound texting, you can also do that as an admin. So I hope that answers that question fully for you, Amanda. Excellent. So the next question that Amanda has is, can you select who your email and outbound text messages send to, or does it auto send to everyone? That's a great question. In step 1 of your email builder, you have the ability to apply segments and filters to create exactly the group of folks that you would like to email or send a text to communicate with. But the default is that it would auto send to everyone. So when you create a message, it would send to all of your contacts, and then you filter down from there. April McMillan asked a great question. In the test, how does the conversion rate for outbound text messages compare to email conversions? We see a great conversion rate coming from outbound text blasts. In our initial tests, I would say that the open rates are higher than email conversions. And I think people are just more generally excited to receive those text messages. So we're glad to be on the forefront there. And then we also have seen that a low amount of unsubscribes. So we're really proud to boast that. It seems that those folks that are being contacted by text messages are excited about it. So really excited for what that looks like. Anonymous attendee asks, does the text option allow you to track revenue per campaign link? So the text option allows you to track revenue per message. So for example, if you were to include your general campaign and an events campaign, both linked inside of a text message, the total revenue attributed there would be for anyone who donated any amount to either of those links. So it's per message, not per campaign. One of the next things that we can plan to see created for the platform is the ability to inside of a specific transaction, attribute the message that that transaction is linked to. Okay, so more tracking to come in the future, but that's where it currently stands. Vicky asked, are all the features that are on the horizon going to be launched in February or just elements? Great question, Vicky. So the features that I have listed here, donor search, recurring plans, Hack Club Bank, and elements. Donor search and elements will be launching in February, and then recurring plans and Hack Club Bank shortly after, if not towards the end of the month, probably early March. Okay. Christy asked, I don't understand the filter and segments process. What's the best way to learn about that? I'm going to answer this live, but Holly, I would appreciate it if you could drop a few links to the Help Center guides. We have some guides on how to add tags and how segments work inside of Contacts, Christy. So you can go ahead and take a look at those Help Center guides to get the best answers. Thanks so much, Holly, for helping me out with that. And then an anonymous attendee asks, what is the benefit to connect with Engage? We have a CRM to keep track of our donors and an email platform. Would connecting Engage mess up our integration? So Givebutter is meant and designed to be an end-to-end fundraising solution. So we don't want you to have to use another platform, but we do integrate well with other platforms. So to answer your question specifically is, it depends on what functionality you're using in your CRM system now. I would encourage you, if you wanted to use Givebutter entirely, that you say export your contacts from your existing CRM system and import them into Givebutter. And then use Givebutter as your email marketing platform. Again, I'm not, I don't see an issue with you using an existing platform, especially if you use something like Zapier for when a transaction occurs in Givebutter, you send that information right into your CRM system so that a contact is created for them and you're able to communicate with them that way. If you have any additional questions about the philosophy of using your product, you can feel free to add another question in the Q&A, else you could chat with our support team about that. I'm sure they'd be able to help you with your specific use case. Great. I see a few more questions rolling in. April will make sure to get you an email there. Thanks so much, Holly. Thomas asked a great question. I see that Engage has an integration with Canva. Is it possible to use a previously created Canva project when creating an Engage campaign? So, Tom, this is a great question. The reason for that is you have two options. You have the option to export from Canva and upload to Givebutter as a GIF, PNG, video, right? Using the Canva integration currently, you would be creating your design from scratch. So you can still use Canva, whether it's you're starting from nothing or you want to upload something that you've designed that's already existing. So both options work there. It just depends on if you need to actually access the Canva integration or if you would be performing an export first. Excellent. I read the way to connect Engage, but there isn't anything about Wix. Sorry, attendee, I'm not exactly sure what you're asking there for using Wix. All right, I'm checking out some of the previous questions. I'm glad that Holly was able to answer some of them. I noticed some questions about if you're a nonprofit or not, can you access Engage? The answer is yes. We just ask that if you signed up for Givebutter and indicated you were a nonprofit, that you have your verification status approved. This helps you unlock other features as well. You do not need a separate Canva account. That's a great question. So you can use your existing Canva account. We have a great feature request for creating templates so that you can use them again in the future. So it's things just like that that our team would like to know about for driving our product roadmap. Great, I see 2 more questions popped in. Holly can answer the question about connecting your DNS records. I would also refer back once you receive these slides in step 2 here. This links to a Help Center article that will point to the directions for linking your DNS records. Fabulous. So before we wrap up, I want to make sure we don't have any other questions. Thank you, Grace and Holly, for your time in the chat today. I'm really looking forward to seeing who's interested in enabling Outbound Text Blast. I thank you all so much for being here. And I'd like to tell you about our other upcoming webinars. So we have our top Help Your Fundraising Bloom, top spring fundraising ideas for nonprofits. That's coming up on the 9th. And then we have our deep dive for track coming up on February 16th. Excellent. So it looks like Jim has a last minute Q&A question. Thanks so much, Jim. Let's say we are fundraising for a team. Would every player have to individually sign up into our Givebutter campaign to add their own supporters and then push out a message from your platform? Great question. Holly, could you get ready with the Help Center article about how team members can send outbound text message invites? So, Jim, everything I've demoed here for Engage is on the admin side. So your team members do not have access to this dashboard. You as an admin would have the ability to contact supporters in this way, okay? Your team members do have the ability, whenever they sign up and create their individual pages, they have the ability to share their campaign. When they click that share button, they can add individual phone numbers and emails to send requests to those potential donors and supporters to donate to their campaign. So Holly just dropped that link for you. So I hope that helps differentiate between the 2 outbound text capabilities that we offer. Thank you so much for those who are able to join and for those who are watching the recording in the future. We look forward to seeing you again next time. Thanks so much.
You turned this from an idea in a dorm room into the #1 rated fundraising platform on the internet.
You raised over $100 million for charitable causes just in the last year.
You are making the world a better place, one gift at a time.